Shout out to my one and only. Now you be my alobam. Came your one in a million. Shout out to my baby honey. Now you be my girl, yo. Tell me you're one in a million. Ali ma lo lọ́wọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n àlàáfíà. Ali ma nílé lórí o. Ayé wa dùn bí oyin. Ali ma lo lọ́wọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n nífọ̀kànbalẹ̀ o. Ali ma nílé lórí o. Orente no dey complain yo. Ẹ bá mi kí yo orente o. Shout out to my orente o.
Factory 78 TV in London for the YBNL Concert UK. Olamide, Fino, Lil Kesh, the whole team, DJ Any Money, and of course, the singer himself, Adekunle Gold.
YBNL Toaster, that's what they call me.
YBNL Toaster.
Yeah, people, I don't know, they say I'm the one toasting all their girls.
Listen, man, it's a pleasure to meet you. We've seen online here in the UK, we've heard the music, we've seen you online doing the works and stuff like that. You're the only official singer on YBNL.
No, we're two, three, yeah. There's Victor, there's Zeno.
Wow. And what is it like before the cameras came on, I was like, so how would you describe your music? I just wanted you to pause there and actually describe it to the Factory 78 audience.
First, my music is different, a lot different. You would agree with me, yeah?
Absolutely.
That's why I call my genre urban high life. It's a fusion of pop and folk. I connect to international sound a lot. I really like indie sound. So, and I'm very heavy on Yoruba. I speak Yoruba a lot. And I grew up listening to the likes of Obe, King Sunny Ade, Ebenezer Obe, Commander.
Commander.
Before I just go and receive it all that. And I listen to, till now, I listen to the maestro himself, Ayinde Wasiu.
Wow.
And a lot of old sound. So I just thought it wise to merge both of them because I really like indie and then I love the Yoruba content. So I call my genre urban high life, a fusion of pop and then folk, local content. Yeah.
In terms of the local content, I know you mentioned some of the legends there, Commander Ebenezer Obey, King Sonny, King Wasiu there. Like, which one of these artists or these legends actually influenced your sound when you were growing up?
King, I just call him King, because he's King, Ebenezer Obey. I listen to him a lot. I think that's one person that I listen to a whole lot. Ebenezer Obey.
And as a young guy listening to, legends like that, did anybody find it strange? Because I'll be honest with you, growing up when they played Obey in the House and Sonny Ade and stuff like that, even though nowadays I appreciate the music when we hear it, but back then I'm like, man, daddy.
I know, right? But for me, it was the opposite because anytime my dad took me to school, because when we're growing up, he takes us to school, and then was always playing Obey, those kind of songs. But somehow they just feel like music to me. There's never a time that I will hear any of those kind of songs that I will skip it. So I've always connected to them. So and I grew up listening to them, and my friends just be like, how can you be listening to this kind of old sound? Like, sorry man, but I connect to these guys. So I've always found joy listening to these people.
You mentioned your story is like most people's or artists' stories in terms of your come up. Tell me a little bit about that.
Pretty much every story, we all started from the church.
And then you went bad.
No, it's funny enough, I didn't even go bad. I mean, if you listen to my songs,
romantic.
The content is very subtle, not anything too vulgar. And aside from church, pretty much everybody's story. But I was fortunate to have a very good singer as an aunt. She taught us how to do a lot of things with music, and then I joined the P-Sqaure in church, and I was steady fighting for mic, because it was a thing in church. If you could do a solo, then you're the baddest guy in church. But every time I was always striving to get a mic, but I never got it till I left the church.
Wow!
So automatically I never did the solo. But I moved to another area. I met a friend, Michael, and then we formed the band together. So we for 15 years, for 14 years, we were singing together. We're just building, learning, try. I was always writing the song. He was always making the music, and somehow it kind of built me to be like a songwriter. Yeah, I almost said good, but nah.
You don't want to put yourself out there like that.
I almost said good, but nah. But yeah, so last year, sorry, 2013-14, I saw that the band wasn't working like we wanted it to, because it's so hard in Nigeria, really, everywhere, I guess.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we talked about it. Let's do this. Let me do this alone. Let's make the music together, but let me be the guy that everybody sees. You just make the music. And I dropped a song in 2013.
What's his name?
Michael Sheyi Keys, yeah. That's a stage name, Sheyi Keys. So I dropped a song first called Let It Stop during the Chibok Girl saga.
Yeah.
And then it went viral a bit because I hadn't gotten the cloud yet. But and after the song, I was working alongside, because I'd worked with three giant companies in Africa. Jumia, Konga, and then C2G. I was working all along, and I was making music as well. So saving money from work to push music. And then 2014 November, I told my boss I was done. Wow. I was done helping people, really, because I've been helping others build their dreams, and mine was lacking. So by faith, I just took it, and then I told myself I needed to put out something. I'm done not being heard, because I was going to make a 5-song EP. I didn't know the title then, but it was going to be all my stories. So I started with Shade. Shade was a girl. Is a girl still, yeah. From 3 years ago, that I was chasing, but she was just saying no, blah blah blah, and then we never did it. But so I was thinking about it. So what story should I talk about first? Let me talk about this girl. And then when I recorded Shade, I knew I didn't need an EP anymore. I just put it out, and on its own, it was doing well. And Olamide noticed me. He called me. He said, let's work together. He said he really likes my sound, and he believes my sound is the future. Those were his exact words, and
Wow.
I held on to it. I just took the deal, like, this is before he changes his mind.
Back.
No time, for an Olamide to come asking you. It was a big deal for me. I was so happy, and we dropped Shade. We dropped the video. I dropped the video under YBNL, and then it caught fire. Like it became like an anthem everywhere, and people were saying, "Adekunle Gold may not be able to do it again." Blah 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 blah. Somehow I was just smiling, like not like I was full of myself, but I knew that I had something, and I just wanted people to know. And then I had written Oriente before Shade. So I just, okay, now that Nigerians like this new sound that I just brought, let's give them Oriente. And that's how I am in London.
Absolutely. Performing alongside Olamide, Fino, Lil Kesh, the whole nine, Dotun as well. Yeah. Now, I met you, said something that caught my eye. 14 years of grafting. A lot of people would have lost faith. What kept it going for you?
More than 14 years, actually. 14 years was when I'm talking about meeting my friend, Michael, because that was when we formed the band. So technically, I've been singing, I've been trying so hard before this 14 years. Well, I'd done a lot of things. I'd done a lot of auditioning at reality shows, Project Fame twice, Big Talent Show once, a couple more, and then people have said stuff. People have said, "Nah, you don't have the sound." Somebody even said to me one time that, because there was a time that I was doing R&B, that you don't have the diction. I'm like, no, wow.
Are you for real?
Nah. So but I didn't take it bad. I had to go and learn, how to pronounce some certain words in my song, and everything that happened to me, I didn't let it affect me at all. I just kept pushing, and of course, God blessed it.
Absolutely. So tell me about, the family background, where you come from, what it was like growing up, and how that has influenced your music.
Right now, you're supposed to be saying Kabiyesi. I'm just messing.
Hey, Kabiyesi. Hey, Kabiyesi.
My name is P-Sqaure Adekunle, so you know what that means. I'm a prince. Yeah, but I don't like to say it out because it means nothing. I don't think I can never be king anymore in Nigeria. But yeah, family of 4. I'm the only guy, the eldest son, and my parents are educationists. Yeah, pretty much that's all.
How are they supporting the music grind?
No, they didn't support it at all. They were indifferent because they didn't think that they wanted, because I was doing art. I was a graphic artist. I'm still a graphic artist anyways, but I've always done a lot of creative visual, like visuals, yeah, and that's what they wanted me to do. The times that I would pay money to go and record, my mom would go, "Who take my video to film record?" that kind of, that kind of thing. But but they've always known that I'm very stubborn, very stubborn. This is what I want, and that's what I'm doing, and they didn't stop. But these days, my dad would just call me, "Chung Bonnie, I want to play a party somewhere." Oh, I'm like, oh. So that's the case now. But yeah, it feels good, and they're happy for me now. So.
And what's the plan, now that, we've heard these songs? I've seen you perform at weddings. You performed at Smade's wedding. What was that like for you, seeing how people... I actually ran to the floor when I started hearing you sing. What was that like for you, coming to the UK for the first time? And
when I first got the invitation to be on this concert with Olamide, I was a bit nervous because back in Nigeria, I know that, yeah, God has blessed me. A lot of people know my song in Nigeria, so I was never nervous to be on any stage. But when I was told I'll be performing at Smith's wedding, like, I don't even know, this is my song. I'll just be on stage. Me, I'm a local champion at home. I'll be begging people, please sing out, like, But when they mentioned my name, and I saw people screaming, like, oh, okay, I think I have something here. And I got on stage, people started coming with cameras. I'm like, okay, yeah. Sunday will sort itself out, But yeah, it felt good.
I've seen you rehearse already for Sunday's show. Yeah. What should London expect from Adekunle Gold at the Truxy at the YBNL UK concert?
As much as I don't like to say this, just keep your girls, because they probably want to follow me.
Let's shut the camera right now. Nah, this guy.
Just keep your girls there, because I know. But yeah, no, it's going to be fun. I'm going to talk to people, just tell my story again, because both songs are stories. I'm a storyteller, and that's what I will do on Sunday again.
Quickly, Chris Brown said sometimes when he's making romantic songs, he likes beautiful girls in the studio, in and around the studio, just to kind of give him the energy to be able to perform to them and see how it works on them. Do you have those feelings where you lace the studio with stunning chicks?
I don't need anything in the studio. It's just me and then my producer.
Not like a picture in your mind of
nothing.
Hot chick?
Nothing. Once I have the story, my own is, once I have the gist, what I want to talk about, I'm fine. Let's just go into the studio and make the music. I don't need any extra.
Listen, it's a pleasure to see you. Like you said, you've been in the game for quite some time. This is pretty much your second official big single oriented, doing incredibly well around the world. Factory 78 is honored to have you, and we look forward to seeing you many, many more times. Ladies and gentlemen, Adekunle Gold.
Thank you for having me. I love you guys.